And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, as we welcome you live here to Pope Francis Preparatory School in Springfield, Mass., where it is currently the number 2 seed of the Western Mass Class B bracket versus the number 7 seed. I'm Don Percy here, the voice of the Cardinals, as we bring you live coverage here of the opening round of the Class B quarterfinals here. Pope Francis, number 2, South Hadley, number 7. As these two teams square off for what is the beginning of the postseason and what will certainly be the eligibility here for a team that loses of the state tournament. Pope Francis coming into this game, a little bit of an iffy record here, if I do have to say so. 4-6-6. Right now, currently holding the number 19 rank in the Division III power rankings. They have moved up a little bit from the number 22 spot up to the number 19 spot. South Hadley, on the other hand, had a 5-6-5 record. So two teams that might be record-wise evenly matched here, as they currently hold down the number 21 spot in the Division IV power rankings for MIAA. So the brackets are out for Western Mass. Not yet the state tournament, though, as they have not closed as of yet. Chicopee High holding the number 1 spot, though, over Pope Francis, as they're set to kick off in about 50 minutes just from now. So all opening games, or actually I should say 2 opening games, are set for today. Pope Francis, South Hadley, and Chicopee Wacona. And then the 2 games that will determine who the winner of this game and the Chicopee Wacona game will be played tomorrow. Frontier versus Pittsfield and Monument Mountain versus Belchertown. Pittsfield, we have seen as in the past, certainly, an opponent that when they've gone against Pope has fared well in the past, but both teams certainly have lost a number of players, especially within the past years. As we talk about the huge senior roster you lost from this Pope team, Sam Graham, Nick Dyes, Andy Ferreira, Owen Termel, the list just goes on, and you're starting to wonder, is this kind of a rebuild year for Pope Francis here? They look to say otherwise, though, as they're trying to get things going here in the opening round of the quarterfinal game. Student section slowly filing in here for the opening game of the Class B tournament. As we said, both teams evenly ranked with records here so far. Most recently, Pope coming off of, though, a 1-0 win versus Springfield Central. That was senior night. We were trying to bring you live coverage. We do apologize that we were unable to, however, though, due to the Wi-Fi issues we were having up here in the box. But we are here for the quarterfinal game. Unsure if we will have a live stream for the semifinal games, as we do not have a current date set for those. But I myself will more than likely not be here if they are a game on the weekend. So it may be just a recording of the audio if Pope Francis comes out with the victory of this game. Though, as we look in the past record, though, Pope versus South Hadley, only one time that these two teams have ever met each other. Only one time, and that's almost a year ago to the day. On August 26th of 2024, Pope Francis would assert their dominance here back on home field with a 5-2 win over the Tigers here. So South Hadley looking to split the all-time series 1-1. Pope looking to move on, go to the semifinal round of the Class B bracket and go back-to-back this year. That is the big question here, is that we saw Pope. They did so well last year, winning the Western Mass title all the way up to the quarterfinal of the state tournament, but knocked out on the home turf. The number 1 seed Cardinals would go and fall to the number 9 seed Norwell Clippers. Here as Walsh, a shot into the middle here, save made, though, by Noah Carillon. So Carillon tested for the first time tonight here. And it's another thing we've seen so well has been goaltender Max Graham here at home field, on his home turf, at home field, with the momentum really swinging his way. We've seen, I believe, I don't have the exact save percentage counted out right now, but I believe he is around a high 800, low 900 save percentage, which is really good, especially here when you have the home field advantage, getting things going your way. So a really good job by him on home field, as we've said before. I believe he was rounding off close to, out of, I believe, 100 shots. It was saved somewhere between 85 and 90, if I'm correct. So Pope has the opening shot on goal here. So also looking ahead into the schedule, we will also have girls soccer tomorrow. also the opening game of the Western Mass Class A quarterfinals. So that'll be set for here at 5:30. Pope looking for the three-peat. Rather, I was going to say, Pope looking for the three-peat, back to back to back for Western Mass champs as they're set to take on Westfield. As I said, for 5 here tomorrow. Should be bringing you live coverage of that game, so be sure to tune in as well. But something that right now that Pope has to get off their hands is beating this South Hadley team. What, as we said before, record-wise, 2 evenly matched teams that we've seen so far. Past record, though, with the one favorite in favor of South Hadley, but they will look to turn things around here. So Pope already with some good ozone time here. As they look to get things going. Fitzgerald's shot in was deflected out by Martowski. So a very young Pope Francis team here as they look to really fall in the big shoes to fill coming off of last year with the, as we said, Graham, Dyes, Ferreira, Turmel, all the big names that we had here and how they led all the way to the quarterfinal, the farthest they've led in a state tournament so far. So that's certainly something that to watch out for as this shot will sail just wide of the net here. So question right now, back-to-back for boys, Western Mass, and how far will we get into the state tournament? Pope teams have had a little bit of struggle here, especially in this postseason here. Those of you that remember from the spring season, the thought that it started with always was just making the state tournament for boys baseball. We thought it was just making the opening round, maybe getting past the preliminary round. That was really lucky. But this past couple of years, it has turned into the opening couple of rounds have really had a curse against Pope Francis here, especially the boys baseball team, as they have fallen, I believe, 2 or 3 times right now in the opening round. And I'll say it, last year was probably one of the best years they've had. Western Mass Class A champs, you can't get better than that. But unfortunately, a 4-0 exit to the Natick Redhawks. So that was not something that we hope to see the season come to an end on that game here, though. But coming up, though, the winter sports season, as we said before, looking to give you some hockey games, basketball games. You could hear Garrett Anderson behind the mic. Also, hopefully looking to bring you some girls' basketball games, as well as the girls' hockey senior night. So we don't have any dates on those yet, but we will be sure to make sure they are announced over the stream for the games here, as Sherbin trying to give a lead pass over for Matt Walsh. Walsh had the game-winning goal here, as Martowski taken well down on the play here. And I believe they will get the call. Yes, they will. In favor of the Cardinals. South Hadley really in shock right now. In awe. I can't believe they thought they would have maybe gotten a dive on that play. So, as we said before, though, bringing the dates for all the winter sports season games. Could very well hear Garrett Anderson behind the mic as well, as this is set for a penalty shot here. So, with the chance, he was the hero in the Central game, looking to put the Cardinals up 1-0. Shot save made by Carillon, and the rebound is cleared out. Wow. A big-time stop here for senior goaltender Noah Carillon. As that might be right, it could already have the save of the night here so far, as a big showtime stop here for Carillon to cut Pope Francis out of the early 1-0 lead. Walsh along the far side, looking middle, trying to find Grandmont, though. Carillon, aggressive nature, though, all the way out to play. And I think that's something that could play a key role in this game, is this game could really come down to the wire. I believe if this game goes past regulation, there will be a 10-minute overtime, if I am correct, and then it will head to a 3-man shootout. I'm not sure if that is correct or not. Don't quote me on that, ladies and gentlemen. But from what it has been in the past, it's usually overtime, maybe a double overtime, but usually shootout to end it all if it comes down to it. As Sleeper with a good aggressive nature along the close side as he forces the ball out of bounds. So as we said earlier, senior night, scoreless 0-0 game. And then to break the 0-0 tie, senior captain Matt Walsh, at the 74th minute at the 74th minute with 6 minutes remaining, breaks the ice, game-winning goal. It doesn't really get much better than that, especially on senior night for Matt Walsh. Couldn't have wrote a perfect, or really a better script here, especially for him. As 10 minutes gone by now, shots on goal 3-0 in favor of Pope Francis. So South Hadley, most recently, though, as we check their stats page right now, coming off a 5-0 win versus Franklin County Tech High School. And it's really been back and forth here for South Hadley, is that their season did not start off the hottest. Off to a 0-1-3 record here before they would get their first win over East Hampton. And then from there, it would kind of go back and forth with the wins and the losses and the ties, but it all would just about even out here. And the last 5 games here with a 3-2-0 record, so certainly their best couple of games that they've had. But a couple of big names, though, that they have come close and tied to. Springfield Central, as we said, Pope Francis beating 1-0 in the final minute, or rather final 10 minutes. But a 1-1 tie to Springfield Central both times of the season, so they would split, or they wouldn't split the season series. It would be a 0-0-2, 2 ties versus the Central Golden Eagles. 0-0 tie versus Monument and Westfield. And then most notably, I would say on this roster, a 2-1 loss versus Belchertown. So South Hadley, a lot of ups and downs in their season, but so also with the Pope Francis boys team, a lot of ups and downs throughout the season here. Regardless, though, that has not stopped them of ranking up high in the rankings. Sleeper clears out of the way. South Hadley looking to dive on anything. They won't get any of the calls, though, as you're starting to wonder if that first Pope Francis call was a little bit of a fluke, though. Sherbin looking to sky it out of the zone before the ball is intercepted at center field. For it sent all the way back out of the zone, though, as it was Matt Butler who couldn't settle the pass for the Tigers. Before the ball sent back into play, pushed upfield, though, by Alatoli of the Tigers. Bialis will touch pass over for Sherbin. Sherbin trying to get it back for Bialis. He does, though. Bialis pass broken up, though. Fitzgerald's second man here has to cover his back. For the ball sent out of play, though. South Hadley starting to find a rhythm here in their O-zone pressure, though. This is a good offensive breakdown in the zone by Ben Gillis. Forced that turnover down deep into the South Hadley zone. So Max Graham possibly getting tested for the first time tonight here for South Hadley, yet with a shot on goal. South Hadley, as they get the corner kick here. First little really spurt of O-zone pressure here. Kiss upfield. Back for Andrew Jodis. Jodis looking for a stretch pass over for Grandmont, where this will be easily sent out of bounds and picked up by Noah Carillon. So the goaltending certainly is what this could have come down to in the grand scheme of things. Carillon, senior goaltender, what could be his last game here. Live and go to play another game, or lose here and the season's over for him. So a big weight and a big burden that he carries on his back right now. Sophomore goaltender Max Graham, though, has come up big for Pope Francis. Need I say less? Those of you that have tuned into the games throughout the year has turned up very, very big in these games here. Already, still with 2 years ahead of him. So still a big burden for him to carry, but not as much as Noah Carillon. Walsh fakes the shot to the middle. Good up head play by him. Markowski trying to fire a shot to the middle, trying to find Walsh there. Couldn't get it, though. Grandmont with a spin cycle shot. Trying to head over for Matt Walsh. Walsh back for Martowski. Back for Vindes along the far side. Low shot there. Easily picked up by Carillon. So Carillon very square to the ball here. with these opening 4 shots here. Graham, as we said, yet to be tested, though. I think that was a key thing that really did kill them in that Norwell game, especially last year, is that we saw Pope Francis. They had really good ozone time and really good pressure working their way, both up and down the field, clearing it out of the D zone really, really well. But when it came down to the moments, they just didn't cover man for man in front of the net, and that's ultimately what was past Pope Francis and the 1-0 victory here at Pope Francis last season. There's ball sent out of play here, so Dante Sherman will get the throw in. Trying to look upfield for Jonathan Martowski. And Sherman again back with the throw in. Walsh looking to create some space here with a touch pass there on a rainbow over into the ozone. Martowski, though, picks up the ball back. Good couple of moves there in the middle, trying to create some space for himself. Sherman, not trying to force anything stupid here in the ozone. Sends it back for Bialis. Fitzgerald. Long distance pass broken up field by Anthony Adams. Vindez along the far side. Trying to find a middleman. Trying to get Matt Walsh there all the way out to play it, though, is Karillin, who notches himself another save here. So 16 minutes in. South Hadley still without a shot on goal yet. And you're starting to think, is this really bad for the Tigers or is this bad for Pope Francis here? As goaltender Max Graham, while yes, warm-ups may have been a little while ago, though, has not seen any real sustained pressure in his own D zone here. So starting to think here, trying to stay warm here for your goaltender Max Graham. Not let anything go by, especially with what could be a very, very close game here, as these two teams are just about evenly matched, as we said before. So we will go day by day here, especially with the post-game, or rather the preseason schedule. So right now, the game was set for today. In fact, I just found out yesterday about the game today. How to make sure I can make this one and make the game tomorrow. Girls soccer at 5:30 versus Westfield. So be sure to tune in for that, ladies and gentlemen. South Hadley looking to get something going here back in their own ozone. Martowski unable to get the pass, though. There's a little bit of a slow pass there, though. Martowski, though, unable to get it. Sherman again back from Martowski. Can't handle the pass once again. Pope unable to clear it out of their own D zone here. As Cardinals finally with some sustained offense, or rather Tigers with some sustained offensive pressure. Parsons upfield for Dixon. Before the play is broken up by Vinny Sleeper. Martowski just looking to shove the play to the middle. Get over for Matt Walsh along the far side. Grandmont here. Trying to get a little bit of a burst of speed. Back for Vindez over in the middle. Before the play is broken up by South Hadley. Trying to take it back in their own D zone here was Parsons. Dante Sherman looking middle. Good touch by Gavin Grandmont. Feeds the pass up for Martowski. Martowski trying to find an inside middle lane. Find Carlos Vindez. Vindez almost was able to take a spin around shot there. As down the field now for the Tigers. I believe was Anthony Adams. So Adams off the field for the Tigers. It could be a injury of some sort off the field. We hope he's okay here. A little bit of, could be a bloody nose off to the side here. Martowski plays it back, though, for Bialis. Bialis trying to send it upfield. Finds Christian Fialo. Fialo will have to play this all the way back for Max Graham. South Hadley starting to get back into their rhythm here with some ozone pressure. Graham all the way upfield, though, trying to find Matt Walsh. Vindez, though, will pick it up. Pressured hard there. There's a touch pass over for Matt Walsh. This low side shot will sail just wide of the net. So 5-0 shots in favor of the Tigers so far. Or rather, 5-0 shots in favor of Pope Francis so far. 5 for 5, though, shot saved by Noah Carillon. So he has certainly done a good job so far. As 30 minutes from now, Chicopee versus Wacona will take place. So the winner of this game, the South Hadley Pope Francis, 2 versus 7, will take on the winner of the 3 versus 6 seed Frontier versus Pittsfield. Frontier holding the number 3 rank in the Class B rankings, and Pittsfield with the number 6 rank. So it was a good breakup there, middle of the zone. Vinny Sleeper looking to work it back upfield, though, for Pope Francis. South Hadley, though, will regain possession here. So about halfway gone by with the opening half here. Pope, 5 shots on net. Nothing yet, though, has beat Carillon. Senior year for him, certainly wants it a ton here. Not looking to go home empty-handed here, and looking to continue on the journey for South Hadley. Fiala looking to work it back upfield, though. Martowski trying to look middle, find who's open, get a play going back field, though, before it'll be easily scooped up, though. His shot along the close side. A save made by Carillon. As we now enter under 20 minutes remaining in regulation. So it is headed forward by Matt Gillis. Bialis just looking to clear it out of harm's way. Gillis, though, picks up the rebound. Again, or rather the clearing attempt. Taken down the play there by Vinny Sleeper. South Hadley certainly taking a beating here in their own ozone. Good presence, though, by Pope Francis to keep things up here, as this will be an indirect kick here for Kaysen Guthier. So Guthier with the indirect kick. Going to get a redirection out front. This ball should have the length to get on net. Graham made the initial save, and play is blown dead here. As it will be ruled in favor of Pope Francis, as Max Graham had the initial save on the play. I believe could have been batted out of his hands. So South Hadley with their first registered shot on goal, courtesy of Kaysen Guthier. South Hadley, though, looking to waste no time here. Get right back on the offensive zone rush here, as Fiala was looking to get a clearing pass out for Carlos Vindez. Grandmont, though, first man on, pressure the ball. Going to get something going up. Grandmont, centering pass, unable to get there for Matt Walsh. Vinny Sleeper takes a step up for Jonathan Martowski. Martowski looking to make way to the middle, though his shot was blocked out in front, as this will be a handball. His shot was blocked by Hunter Keller. And this will be a goal kick for Noah Carillon. So Carillon kick sent out of bounds. As Dylan Chapdelaine will head into the game for Vinny Sleeper. Lozier throwing, trying to find Martowski upfield. Almost got a man open. Lozier for Martowski. Martowski trying to get a centering feed out to the middle, Where the play is broken up, though, and it'll be easily scooped up by Carillon. So Pope certainly has the ozone time and the shots on goal right now in their favor. Unfortunately, that has not done them much justice, especially in the past couple of games that we have seen here at Pope Francis here, as they've outshot their opponents by close to ×2 of shots on goal, but it hasn't done them any good, because they've lost and tied the last couple of games, aside from the senior night versus Springfield Central. It was a big turnaround here for them, looking to get back on the win streak here, heading into the postseason, as we are now in postseason time. Single elimination, win, move on, or go home. Chapdelaine upended, though, on the far side of the field. Session again. With about 15 minutes remaining in regulation. Fitzgerald. Pass set into the middle. Martowski with the feed. Back up there, though. Carillon, what a save in the middle. Walsh will send that to the side, though. But Noah Carillon, we thought it could have been Martowski with an open net. Had the entire right side open. But Carillon with a diving desperation save here to keep it a 0-0 game. As Carillon has come up big here. First with the penalty shot save on Matt Walsh. And now with the unbelievable stop here. This shot had to be no more than 15 feet in on Jonathan Martowski. I mean, wow. 8 for 8 for saves right now. Is this shot by Martowski in the middle, trying to get cleared out of the zone by Matt Butler. As Walsh looking to work this upfield, though. Cardinals, I believe, will get the throw in. Grandmont takes a throw in, trying to work it upfield. Walsh, easily saved, though, made by Carillon once again. We saw South Hadley, though. They had the one burst of speed going upfield. But ever since then, South should be giving really, really big thanks to Noah Carillon, as he's currently 9 for 9 for saves, including a penalty shot on Matt Walsh here to keep it at a 0-0 game so far. So South Hadley, saw the one offensive rush upfield. But other than that, they have come up short every other time. Chapdelaine, though, looking to move in on goal as this shot is sent wide. Had a centering feed for Matt Walsh. As Fialo and Sherman will head off the field. And Andrew Jodis and Jackson Colano will head on for the Cardinals. $13 minutes now remaining in regulation. 0-0 game here. All the offense in favor of Pope Francis right now. Noah Carillon, though, standing on his head for the Tigers. Has yet to have a shot beat past him so far. As South Hadley fans in the house right now, they are not happy with the calls made by the officiating staff here. As I believe this will be an indirect kick once again for Matt Walsh here at the 25-yard line. So Walsh, again with a chance to get the opening goal here. Carillon looking for his 10th save. Walsh, low shot, Carillon tracks it down. 10 for 10 now on saves, Noah Carillon. Standing on his head once again for the Tigers. Vindez, shot into the middle. Walsh looking to get a redirect, though. Not too much of it as it's headed outside of bounds. So Anthony Adams back onto the field for the Tigers. Dixon off. A little bit of a D sub out change there. Adams' shot well over the 50-yard mark. Trying to work it upfield. For Tigers forward, Ari Antolini. Vindez, though, got the initial shot off. I thought it was a deflection by South Hadley. As this will be save made by Carillon. Again, I thought that shot right there was pass rather back from Adams over for Carillon, but I guess not. I guess the official must have saw that it was Vindez at last touched the ball, so Carillon notches his 11th save of the night. Walsh still looking to work it back upfield. South Hadley, though, shuts them down. Colano, though, picks up the ball back on the redirection. Back from Martowski. Martowski looking to get something going here. Almost broke his own ankles there at the 40-yard line. Martowski's pass over for Chapdelaine is picked off, though. Jadis, though, looking to work his way into the middle. Andrew Jadis close out of the field for Boston Lozier. Lozier inside for Jackson Colano. No one there, though, as he was looking for Martowski or Walsh. Though South Hadley's clearing will be uneventful. Fitzgerald pass in the middle. Vindez looking for a touch pass. Walsh still trying to settle the redirection there, though. Can't find anything as it is sent out of bounds along the far side. So now under 10 minutes remaining in regulation. Still at a scoreless game, though. Here in the opening half. The 7 seed Tigers versus the number 2 seed Pope Francis Cardinals here for the Class B quarterfinal opening round. Walsh with the indirect kick. Low enough trying to go for a deflection there out in front. Jadis gets the rebound home. On the goal line, they know it counts. It goes in. It's Andrew Jadis with the goal. So Jadis with his goal. So Andrew Jadis with the 12th shot on goal finally beats Noah Carillon. It was a redirection, a wild redirection out in front, but Jadis with the opening goal of the first half here to put Pope Francis up 1-0. Back into the O-zone here. Jadis would, though, notches the opening goal for the Cardinals here. As we saw Pope Francis, they worked so hard here in their O-zone. Here, it was 11 shots up to that point, but the 12th one finally paid off here. As Pope Francis off and running with a 1-0 lead. As Christian Fiala will head into the game for Jackson Colano. With under 8 minutes remaining now in regulation. On the far side of the field, though, Bialis will get the throw-in. Going to work it upfield. Vindez trying to redirect the pass outside. Walsh, though, can't handle the ball back in the O-zone. South Hadley looking to just cycle it back to their own D-man. Back for Carillon, who was really a last resort option there along the far side. So if you're South Hadley right now, you're starting to think you got to turn things around here. It's got to start sparking somewhere here. I think with this halftime, what you can really focus on, you got to be like, hey, we got to calm down here. Pope Francis has been in our O-zone the entire time. Here, 12-1 in terms of shots on goal certainly is not ideal, especially for the Tigers here. I mean, Carillon has done all he can, standing on his head. Unfortunately, the one shot that does go in a redirection, barely crossing the goal line, but nonetheless, still puts Pope Francis up 1-0. So if you're South Hadley here, you got to say, hey, we got to start getting shots in from long, just getting shots on goal and O-zone time no matter what at any cost here. That's going to be the big thing here, is that because all it takes is one lucky bounce, and that could put them at a 1-1 game here, as Walsh had the initial deflection off the far side shot by Dylan Chapdelaine. It'll be sent out of bounds, and Carillon will take this out of his own goal mound. Carillon working it back upfield. South Hadley, they're looking to turn it back in their way for the O-zone. Walsh thought he was going to get the throw in, though. Leaves it off for Boston Lozier. Lozier takes the throw in over for Matt Walsh. A little bit of miscommunication there, though, by Lozier and Sleeper. South Hadley regains possession, heading back upfield. Ari Antolini. Trying to make something happen for the Tigers, though. Picked off, though, by Carlos Vindez. Porter's work back upfield for Christian Fialo. Fialo works it over for Carlos Vindez. Back for Evan Bialis. Bialis cycles the pass for Fitzgerald. Back for Fialo middle field. Zenda, though, trying to make a move on his horse here. Trying to work it up for Matt Walsh. Finds the pass there. Walsh looking to give it a little step around pass. Shot blocked there, though, by Spencer Parsons. Jadis, though, picks up the ball. Cycles a pass off for Fialo, who leaves it for Fitzgerald, his own D-man. On the far side of the field, Jadis already with 1 goal under his belt. Looking to make it 2 here. Sleeper. Trying to hit headman Boston Lozier. Lozier with a burst of speeder. Trying to fire a shot off, though. Blocked by Tigers defenseman Parsons. We now get to under 5 remaining in regulation now. Walsh with the kick from the corner. Sent out. No, not out of bounds by Spencer Parsons. Walsh again with the kick here. Trying to find Carlos Vindez, middle of the field. Trying to pick up the rebound, sent right through the uprights. So now 4 minutes remaining in regulation. Pope, though, has not let up with the O-zone pressure here. As that is a good sign for them here, as they still lead 1-0 here. South Hadley still only with 1 shot on goal here. So something definitely has to change here if you're the Tigers here and you want any chance at coming out of this game with a victory here. Because at this point, that's all you're looking for. There is no more, oh, we'll settle for a tie here, really. But really, you're looking to tie a game, but also win it here before regulation ends here. Well, down 1-0, though. 3 minutes left. South Hadley's ideal play, though, I would say definitely being get the ball in deep, get some shots in from a long distance, and crash the net here and hope a redirection gets out in front. Here's we saw Max Graham very square to the ball, though when met with traffic in front, though, I believe possibly interfered with, though, in front. He did drop the ball, but regardless, a good tracking job by him through traffic in front of his own net and through so many bodies to be able to make that save here, especially a kick coming from the 25-yard line. As Adams looking to send out of harm's way for Pope Francis, as this ball will not quite clear the outer fencing of the field. Under 2:40 now remaining in regulation. Jadis will get the throw in. Gonna work it back upfield. Zenda. Sleeper, though, with a good push up there. He will leave the pass along the far side of the field for Gavin Grandmont, who does not keep it in, though, but it will still be Pope possession. So Matt Walsh taken out of the corner. Leaves the feed off for Dante Sherman. Walsh again, though, cycling up for his D-man for Christian Fialo. Leaves the pass back for Evan Bialis. Back for Fialo. Fialo leaves it for Lozier. Under 2 minutes now remaining in regulation. Lozier trying to find a middle pass for Aiden Zenda. Bialis, center field for Carlos Vindez. Vindez, good move there. The outside lane. Lozier trying to find Zenda middle. Finds Vinny Sleeper instead. Sleeper trying to fire a shot off, though. Blocked by a combination of Dixon and Gillis in front. Boston Lozier. Again, pass back off for Carlos Vindez. Vindez trying to fire a shot, though. Blocked there by Dixon. Out in front. Fitzgerald leaves the pass off for Evan Bialis. Bialis for Boston Lozier. Lozier trying to find a stretch pass up middle for Aiden Zenda, who takes down senior forward Matt Gillis. Oh, he is square to get up. 1:10 now remaining in regulation. Pope Francis opening lead so far. Jadis with the opening goal. Ever since then, though, South Hadley has not had an answer for anything that has come their way. No ozone time here. Vindez, good header, though, to keep it out of the zone. Matt Gillis, though, with a pressure, trying to keep it upfield. As Lozier keeping his hands up there, though. As it was a really, really good dive, though, by Matt Gillis, though, back in his forward zone. I believe we are now on officials' time here. Clock stopped at 1:10. Max Graham. Passing upfield. Vindez. Over for Aiden Zenda. I believe this will be ruled a handball, though. South Hadley in a little bit of a time drought here, as they will not get a final shot off. So we head into halftime. Pope Francis up 1-0. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. Coming up, we'll have the second half of play when we return. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we welcome you back here live to Pope Francis Preparatory School, where we are underway for the second half of regulation here. Under the lights now, as it has gotten pretty dark out here. But Andrew Jottis, opening goal, big headline here for Pope Francis. South Hadley, if they want any chance at coming back and winning this game, got to start turning things around, and it starts right now for them here. As we have seen so far, though, one shot on goal is not going to do it throughout the first opening 40 minutes compared to Pope Francis's 12 shots on goal. And I keep saying, I can say it time and time again, you can't ask for any more out of your senior goaltender, Nolan Carillon. I mean, the 12th shot that went in, he stopped a penalty shot. He stopped basically a point-blank shot from 10 feet in. You really can't ask for much more from him. You really can't. So that's a big thing here for Pope Francis. Andrew Jottis, we're going to get a long-distance shot here. Carillon all the way out to play it, though. Tap forward, though. Vindez with the rebound. He scores! Carlos Vindez! Second goal of the game. So Carlos Vindez with the second goal of the game here right off the bat. As Carillon and Adams off to the side, though, arguing about the play, though, here. As we're trying to get a little bit of confirmation here from the officials here. Pope Francis 2-0 right now over the Tigers, courtesy Carlos Vindez, second goal of the game. Or rather, second goal of the night for Pope Francis. He puts them up 2-0 here. Adams now for the Tigers. Looking to get it back up. Long distance shot here. They score. Anthony Adams with an indirect kick here. And 42 seconds later, South Hadley has their first goal of the game. "45 seconds later, 2 minutes into the second half, South Hadley has the answer they wanted. It was the question if they could get a shot on goal past goaltender Max Graham. And right there, getting bodies to net and putting a screen out front. They very well did so. So we're back to a one-goal game here, ladies and gentlemen, as it is 2-1 Pope Francis now. Leads here. Was a strong shot here on the indirect kick by Adams as he opens the scoring for for South Hadley. It was just that one shot that we said from a distance, a burst of speed here. Grandma trying to fire a shot off, blocked there though by Colin Zoronic. Picked out though back by the Tigers. They have to control it out of their own D zone here. Trying to work it up forward. Ben Gillis trying to create something happen. Carlos Vindez, though, good forecheck, though, to put pressure on. Trying to get the pass off was Zoronic. Zoronic looking to work it upfield for Gillis. Jottis and Gillis, though, meet halfway there. Trying to pick the ball back up field was Ari Alatoli. Grandmont, though, looking to get a stretch pass upfield, though, along the close side. Grandmont settles it down now. Good defense, though, by Adams. So Matt Walsh set to take the corner kick for the Cardinals. Walsh shot here. We're going to get directed. South Hadley sends it up. Gillis, though, looking to clear it out of the zone. Sleeper, though, bats the ball to the side. Walsh looking to get a play going forward. Though it's only not even 5 minutes have gone by so far. Walsh, pass along the far side for Martowski. Martowski, going to do something with it and get it on the far side of the field. Looking for Pope to regain a two-goal lead here. As we said before, Anthony Adams, second shot on goal. South Hadley. The goal that they've been much awaiting here since the first half. Throw in now. Walsh, going to work it forward, though. Clear out of the zone, though, by Colin Zoronic. As this ball will be sent out of play, I believe Pope Francis signaling for possession, as they will get it here. So Dante Sherbin, throw in. Going to work it back upfield, though. Tigers looking to create something and make it happen here. Before the ball is sent out of bounds. Ball thrown into play here. Easily picked up, though, by Nolan Carillon. For his 12th save of the night. Carillon punt all the way out past the 50-yard line over to the 40. Ball sent back up in the air. Brady Graham trying to settle it down now. Evan Bialis, though, clears it all the way upfield, though. It'll be picked up by Noah Carillon. Bialis, header forward. Gonna leave it for Vinny Sleeper, though. Tigers are going to come back the other way, though. Long distance shot here sent well over the net. So Max Graham said take the kick out of his own mound. And work the ball up over the 50-yard mark. Looking for Matt Walsh. Walsh upended, though. Looking for maybe a call. Let's push around up front. Walsh, though. Redirection, looking to get up for Carlos Vindez. Jadis, though, has to send this ball out of bounds. As South Hadley arguing the call. Gillis off to the side saying that Jadis pushed the ball out of bounds. Going to get more rest time here. Keep it out of bounds. Grandmont, though, looking to work it back up middle. Deflected off of Martin Dixon, though. So Colin Zoronic will get the throw in. Looking to get the redirect forward, though, was Jackson Peloche. Picked off, though, by Matt Walsh. Walsh heading back upfield. One-on-one against defender Anthony Adams. Walsh, pass to the middle. Grandmont with a burst of speed here. Far side shot off the post. We thought he had the whole open net there, though he had Carillon beat. And he cannot believe it here as Grandmont almost had what could have been Pope Francis's 2-goal lead back, but a near miss by just inches. So Matt Walsh now looking for the goal that Grandmont unable to put in. Walsh, feed out to the middle. Header, nothing there. No deflection in front. And this will be ruled in favor of South Hadley. Ball sent all the way out by Carillon up to center field. Gillis sends the touch pass off for Massey. Massey trying to work it along the far side. Find Matt Gillis. Broken up play though. Sent into the middle. Matt Butler. Headed back out of the zone though. South Hadley looking to work something back up field. For it sent out of bounds along the far side of the field by Martin Dixon. Play broken up though. A burst of speed there was Gavin Losty. Pope trying to regain possession though. Vindez. Upfield for Dante Sherbin. Martowski had the ball picked from his pocket. As it was Dixon looking upfield for Ben Gillis again. Fitzgerald, though, looking for a long-distance pass on Gavin Grandmont. For it sent out of bounds, and Andrew Jottis will get the throw-in. Carlos Vindez, far side of the field, looking for Matt Walsh. Walsh for Martowski. Martowski, back for Vinny Sleeper. Sleeper, though, looking middle. Trying to make something happen. Give the pass up for Evan Bialis. Bialis for Fitzgerald. Grandmont looking for the feed pass up middle. Jottis is, though, pass picked off. Deflected just out of play by Ben Gillis. Hoping a little bit of a cold streak here. Struggling with the offensive zone time. As ever since that one goal by South Hadley, it has been almost all South Hadley in their own D zone and trying to get the offensive rushes going upfield. But nothing has done good for them so far. Grandmont, though, trying to find a centering pass for Matt Walsh. Aside from the post hit by Grandmont. Andrew Jottis. Pass off for Carlos Vindez. Vindez trying to find a lane, make something happen here. Carlos Vindez. Pass along the side for Gavin Grandmont. Grandmont shot blocked there. Sent along the far side, though. Martowski picks the rebound up. And square again to the shot was Carillon. South Hadley, though, looking to work things back the other way. Fitzgerald trying to pick the pass off, get a burst upfield. Picked off, though. Vindez, though, works it over for Vinny Sleeper. Sleeper for Jottis. Jottis with the pass back for Gavin Grandmont. Grandmont looking middle. Finds Matt Walsh. Walsh trying to spin around and fire a shot off, though. Blocked there again by Losty. Second shot blocked by Adams. Tigers looking to clear it out of the zone. Fitzgerald, though, looking to keep it back in zone for Pope. Jottis along the close side. There's it back for his defenseman, Braden Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald, forward. Grandmont, though, trying to resettle with the pass. I believe he'll get the throw-in. As subs will head onto the field now for both South Hadley and Pope Francis. Ball sent back into play here. Vindez put pressure on midfielder Spencer Parsons. Our ball sent back out of play here around the 26-minute mark now. Grandmont Trying to get the header there, though. South Hadley picks up the deflection by Hunter Keller. This ball sent along the far side of the field. Lozier looking to pick it up and feed it off for Evan Bialis. Where to send all the way upfield. Vindez trying to get something going back for Pope Francis again. 2-1 game, though, for those of you just tuning in. Have yet to see any big swing here. Any big turn of the tides so far here. We're now near the 25-minute mark remaining in the second half. Adams had the opening goal for the Tigers to cut Pope's lead to a 2-1. Ever since then, Pope Francis has done a good job of keeping the ball in the neutral zone, but South Hadley is trying to get it back going their way. We've seen that little burst of speed that they've had, but nothing much to put them over Pope Francis so far. Tigers looking to work it back forwards. Vindez with a good slide tackle there for the ball sent out of play. So as we said before, winner of the South Hadley Pope game right now will take on the winner of the Frontier Pittsfield game, which is set for tomorrow at Frontier for a 5 p.m. kickoff. 3 versus the 6 seed, and right now the 2 versus the 7 seed here at Pope Prep. Under 24 now remaining in regulation. Walsh will take the corner kick here as he looks to redeem Pope Francis and get back to a 2-goal lead here. Tigers, though, they had the one. It was the 1 burst of speed. They had backup field, but they haven't had anything yet since. And if you want to tie this game and possibly force OT, that's what you need here. A good save made by Carillon. Back here for his 15th save of the night. But as we said, you need more shots on goal here. Shots on goal still in favor of Pope Francis. Getting outshot here is a big thing, especially by South Hadley. They're getting outshot 17-2 right now. And lucky for them, though, one of the goals has gone in. So that has been good for them so far. Here was a long distance shot, but a very hard shot by Anthony Adams to put South Hadley with their first goal of the night. But I mean, other than that, it has just been a very, very minimal ozone presence for the Tigers here. Pope is trying to get back into the swing of things, but I don't know how much they have left in the tank here with what could be more neutral zone time than anything going on here. Walsh, pass off to the middle, blocked. Fitzgerald, though, over for Jadis. Jadis looking to work it back upfield. This will be sent out of bounds. The 22-minute mark now. South Hadley will get this throw in. As Grandmont will resettle with the ball here. Cleared well out of harm's way, though. Aggressive click by Dan Boulier. Sent into the middle now. I get something going, though, back for Cardinals was Carlos Vindez back upfield, though. As this shot from the corner here, sent all the way out in front. As they work it back upfield. Fiala along the far side. Trying to find Matt Walsh. Walsh to the middle. Trying to find freshman Enrico Zanetti. At under the 20-minute mark now. So South Hadley, do or die moment now for them. Under 20 minutes remaining. Looking for the tying goal. Zanetti deflected there. Save made by Carillon. South Hadley's got to get something going back upfield, though. Especially here. Under 20 to play here. Have not had a shot on goal other than the one goal by Anthony Adams. Got to get something going here if you're South Hadley. Can't be playing this lackadaisical game here in the neutral zone. Vindez, pass over the middle for Aiden Zenda. Zenda's shot picked up, though, by Carillon. All the way out to plate again. That was a good physical block there. Took Zenda out of the play by Zoronic. For the Tigers. Fiala works it, though, along the far side of the field for Matt Walsh. Walsh has a little bit of time and space. He'll work it over for Aiden Zenda. Zenda, though, unable to get the pass. Vindez, pick it up. Carlos Vindez, pass back over for Gavin Grandmont, who's taking down the play. I believe Grandmont could get an indirect kick here. As, yes, he will. So 18:20 now remaining in regulation. Walsh set for the indirect kick for Pope Francis. Looking to put them back up by 2 goals here. Walsh. Shots the middle, deflected out by Aiden Zenda. Fiala, though, trying to pick the rebound up off to the side. Oh, far side of the field. They try to get something going. Has taken down the play along the far side, I believe, was Anthony Adams again. Tigers looking to cycle it out of their own zone here. Get something going forward. Fitzgerald, they'll pick up the pass. Leaves it off for Christian Fialo. Zenda trying to break something up there. South Hadley looking to come back the other way. As Colin Zarango going to work it forward. Graham all the way out to play it. Score his second save of the night. Those of you just tuning in so far, Pope Francis up 2-1 so far here over the Tigers. Goals courtesy, opening goal, Andrew Jottis. Second goal, Carlos Vindez. And then South Hadley with their goal coming from Anthony Adams. So 2-1 we stand at so far. Chicopee Wacona game underway here. Just about 30 minutes ago. Long distance shot here. South Hadley still looking to clear it out of the zone, though. As Fiala will pick it up. Send upfield. Fan on the clearing attempt, though. Grandmont looking to work along the far side. Gavin Grandmont trying to keep the ball back in play, though. Force over for Boston Lozier. Lozier looking to work it back upfield. Now it is sent along the far side of the field for Braden Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald moves it inside. Christian Fialo. Fialo over for Dante Sherman. Sherman upfield for Grandmont. Unable to get a clean zone entry. Fitzgerald, long distance shot here. Sent down though. Walsh looking to pick it up. He'll take it back though and create some time and space. Back for Boston Lozier. Lozier back for Walsh. Walsh trying to get the play back into the. For his work back up. Lozier trying to get taken down the. Or rather, Fiala looking to get taken down the play. The call going in favor of South Hadley though, as Fiala really did just stand there. As the forward on him must have got taken down by a gust of wind or something. I don't know what happened there. As we have a timeout taken by Pope Francis. So we'll step aside, ladies and gentlemen. 2-1. When we return the remainder of the second half. Now from from Pope Francis, with 14-16 remaining in regulation. As we sit at a 2-1 score here. South Hadley with a little bit of ozone time, but nothing enough to get them past what they have had so far. Grandmont, burst of speed, broken up though by Gillis. For the ball is sent back into the zone by Gavin Losty. Fitzgerald, back for Vindez. Vindez over for Jadis, who is pushed down the play. Ball kept in, though. Colano picks off what was meant to be a pass for his own defenseman from Losty. And so Jadis will get the throw in with under 14 remaining now in regulation. Jadis thrown in. Ball sent into the middle, cleared out though by Noah, or not by Noah Carillon. Carillon down the play as he was anticipating to save the ball there though, as it was cleared out by Zoronic. No, Walsh will take the corner kick now, though, under 13 remaining in regulation. Fiala looking to head back onto the field for the Cardinals. 2-1, though, we sit the score. Walsh, indirect shot. Vindez gets the tip on the play. No, Fitzgerald cannot regroup with the Ball sent just along the far side. So this will be sent out of bounds. And South Hadley will regain possession here. Noah Carillon. Carillon's pass all the way upfield. Bialis header couldn't get it up and out of the zone. Tigers are going to regroup with it and send back into the O zone. As down the play was Fialo. Carillon, though, all the way out to play it with a good poke forward. As this ball gets sent back into the zone. All right, Chapdelaine. Indirect pass there, though. Fitzgerald was looking to knock home the rebound. Jadis. Nothing there, though, for him. Fan on the shot. Tigers are going to regroup with the ball. Fialo. Shot easily picked up, though, by Carillon for his 18th save of the night. Save so far, 18-2 in favor of Carillon. Shots on goal, 20-3 in favor of Pope Francis. Things going back and forth here a lot. Shots on goal, though, not in favor of South Hadley at all. Though they have had one go in. A good ratio for the Tigers so far here. That's under 11 now remaining in regulation. We still sit at a 2-1 game so far, though. Jadis and Vindez with the go-ahead goals here. Jadis right now, opening goal. Vindez with what could be the game winner. Adams with the only goal for the Tigers, though. Pass sent in the middle. Unable to recollect the rebound, though, was Anthony Adams. South Hadley, what could be their burst of rush offensive forward. Here's Anthony Adams. We'll get the throw in for the Tigers. Again, though, Pope's ozone opportunities have come very, very short, though, here in this last 20 minutes that we've seen so far. It was the initial play. Here we saw a post shot, I believe earlier on in the half, rather. But other than that, nothing so far has gone for not only Pope Francis, but other than the one goal from South Hadley early on, 2 minutes in, nothing else there. So 2-1 we sit at right now for the score. Those of you just tuning in. Winner of the South Hadley Pope game right now. We'll play the winner of the Frontier Pittsfield game. Unsure if we will be able to live stream that, as it might be on the weekend. I will myself will be more than likely not be at the game. However, though unsure if it will be live streamed or not. So that's certainly something to watch out for. South Hadley all time looking to even the scoring with a 1-1 record. Carillon initial save there, though. Grandmont rebound all the way out, though. Good block there, though, by Zoronic. As we've seen here, it has been a battle of the aggressive goaltenders here so far. But also, it has bitten Carillon in the back a lot here with these pushes upfield. One of them definitely what could have been the game-winning goal here. Definitely maybe prevented, though. This one gets scooped up by Carillon again. This pass sent upfield as he looks to find Ben Gillis. Gillis, though, with a burst of speed on the far side, taking down the play. As South Hadley will get the call here. Eight minutes remaining in regulation. Indirect kick here. Gillis with a chance to tie the game at 2-2 and force overtime. What could be the Tigers' best opportunity could come right now here. Gillis, shot at the 20. Redirect, set in front, Adams' direction, off the crossbar. Adams had it all there by himself, but redirected off the top of the crossbar. Anthony Adams could have had the tying goal here, also with the opening goal here, but redirected just off the crossbar as he was well open in front. As I believe we have a sub change coming onto the field now for South Hadley. So Parsons will head back onto the field. Kick here from the corner, though. Bodies crashing the front of the net. Graham all the way out to play it, and he gets the save. His third save of the night so far here. Under 7 remaining in regulation. South Hadley in a bit of crunch time, though. Graham looking to just kill the clock here. Sent all the way upfield. South Hadley has to get something going back upfield if they want any chance of tying this game at 2-2. As this will be, I believe, Pope possession here. As heading off the field right now, Colin Zoronic. So this will be a throw-in by Dante Sherbin. Sherbin looking to work it upfield. Give the pass off for Martowski. Sent out of bounds, though. Sherbin are trying to regroup with it. And send the pass back upfield. South Hadley trying to work it middle. Vindez upfield for Matt Walsh. Walsh trying to get on his horse. Get a shot off here to the middle. Sent out of bounds, though. And I believe this will be South Hadley possession. Yes, it will be. 5:50 now remaining in regulation. South Hadley's starting to get the memo here. Down a goal. Need one to tie it and forced OT. Carillon shot all the way to the 50-yard line. Sleeper, though, looking to regroup with it, though. South Hadley picks up the ball, though. Massey on the redirection up forward. Sherbin, though, pressured on hard by Gavin Losty. South Hadley, good offensive zone here, though, in the dying 7 minutes here. They may have worn Pope out here, but don't count South Hadley out here. Down 2-1 here. Looking for the tying goal. Vindez, long distance shot. Adams going for the redirect. Headed out the middle, though. On his horse, though, is, I believe, Gillis, Ben Gillis. Back for Anthony Adams. Shot sailed well wide of the net there into the opposing corner. As we are now on officials' time here with 5 minutes remaining in regulation. And just looking to go to the semifinal round. South Hadley needs a goal, and Pope Francis looking to hang on. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. Champions Play here live on Pope Prep. Back here off the timeout. Unofficial time now. South Hadley needs a goal to tie it. Adams looking to work it forward. Fitzgerald trying to clear the ball out. Good step-up play there, though, by the Tigers. Lev Giroux picks it up. Worked back front by Colin Zerang. Parsons on the far side, leaving it off for Gavin Losty. Losty works it upfield for Graham. Graham trying to find inside. Almost got the pass off middle, though, for Jackson Pichu. South Hadley will get the throw in. They're going to work it middle. Tigers going to focus in, get something going. Graham all the way out to play it. Save made by him. Max Graham, 4th save of the night. Here as just about a minute has gone by, judging by the clock up here in the score box. It's around 4 minutes remaining in regulation. Picked up, though, by Chapdelaine on the far side, or rather, Martowski. Tigers goaltender Karillin all the way out to play it, as there's a bit of miscommunication there, though. It's picked up. Fialo looking to work it back middle. Something going here. Grandmont on the close side, trying to get it back to a 2-goal lead for Pope Francis, as they've been gunning for that ever since the past 30 minutes. As this ball will be sent out of play by Fialo. So Adams will get the throw in. Fialo trying to work it back upfield. Play, though, unable to get back upfield. Butler leaves the pass off along the far side for Brady Graham. Called off sides. Call off sides, though, maybe? Regardless, it'll go in favor of South Hadley. As Karillin all the way up to the 50-yard mark. As South Hadley in a desperation move now. Goaltender Noah Karillin at the 50-yard mark here. South Hadley just looking to send players and people to the net. Karillin shot. Has a distance. Trying to get the redirect out in front, though. Was Brady Graham here. That's an odd play. I certainly can say I have not seen that before. Now nearing what could be the 2-minute mark. Graham out to the 50-yard. Walsh trying to pick it up, though. South Hadley looking to regain possession back into the O-zone. Clearing attempt here as Karillin going to get the ball back in play quickly. Could be down to 1:45 now remaining in regulation. 2-1, Pope leads over the Tigers. Jadis, opening goal. Vindez with right now what could be the game winner. Adams with the only goal for South Hadley. Here his time is ticking down. Ball sent out to the middle. Walsh unable to play it. Fialo. Cardinals just looking to clear the ball out of the zone and waste time. So it could be nearing the final minute of regulation. Sleeper lets the ball fall out of bounds. Tigers trying to work quickly, keep their season alive, tied at 2-2 apiece. Ball sent out here in the middle. Zerong trying to work it middle. Sleeper takes down one of the Tigers on the play. Got to work quickly here. What could be around the last 40, 30 seconds here if you're South Hadley. Ball sent all the way out to the middle. Be handball, though. Matt Gillis has to regroup with it, though, as confusion really is now on the field as goaltender Noah Carillon has been pulled and is all the way at the 10-yard mark. So South Hadley without a goaltender now with an extra attacker in the O-zone. Low distance shot here, sent up into the air, and will be played. I believe time will be stopped now. Unclear, though, how much time is left in the game. But South Hadley right now, I've never seen this before. Noah Carillon, with what has 19 saves, could be looking at a goal in this game as he is sent all the way to the middle of the field. Ball sent down, trying to pick up the rebound. Graham all the way to get the rebound, though. As time expires, Max Graham recollects the rebound, and Pope Francis moves on to the semifinal round of the Western Mass Class B tournament. What a game here, ladies and gentlemen. Coming up, we'll have the Cardinal postgame. We'll break down what we saw and what we hope to see when we return. With the Cardinal postgame here, it was a back and forth action game here. Pope Francis comes out on top, though, with a 2-1 victory here, live at Pope Prep. I mean, what a game, though. What a game we had here. Andrew Jodis, opening goal for Pope Francis. They would lead 1-0 all the way into the second half. Then they would get the second goal of the game, courtesy of Carlos Vindez, and what is the game-winning goal here? Anthony Adams, though, 42 seconds later, to cut the lead in half. Play was going all in favor of Pope Francis, except for the last 5 minutes, or rather the last 10 minutes, where it really did look like South Hadley had found another gear. Unfortunately, though, it was too little, too late for the Tigers here. As we saw to the end, senior goaltender Nolan Carillon, all the way out to the 10-yard mark. Really something that I've never seen before, and almost like a pulling the goalie here. So he was all the way out at the 10-yard mark looking for the extra attacker. Nothing there, though. Graham with one final save to close things off, and Pope Francis is set to take on the winner of the Frontier Pittsfield game. We are unsure of a time for that game, but ladies and gentlemen, be sure to tune in tomorrow night at 5:30. Pope Francis girls soccer versus Westfield, as that is set kickoff at 5:30. So be sure to tune in for that. We should be bringing you live coverage here from Pope Prep. As this is Don Percy, the voice of the Cardinals, saying so long from Springfield. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and have a nice night.